that's not good. We're live! Hello, everyone. I'll say it again.
That's a good start.
It is a good start. I don't know why my microphone was muted. How are we all?
Yeah,
Good.
Good. It's good to finally see what's behind Leanne's curtain. It was...
It's the Enterprise.
Very good. Cool. So welcome. This is Know Me, Knowing Your Admin. So it's not been that long since we did one of these because it was... I mean, it's that weird timescale of where it feels a lot longer since we last did this, but it's also gone really quickly.
Yeah, definitely. I thought it was way more than a month.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. But usually we'll talk about some schedule stuff. But this we'll usually probably only do every couple of months. But we wanted to let you all know some of the plans that we've got coming up. And
so that's the first bit of good news that we're going to announce, right? We're only doing this in a couple of months.
Exactly. And Martin has been preparing for quite a while now to tell us a bit about why we're doing this.
Yeah.
Prepare to speak.
Well, so for many years, it should have been apparent to almost anyone who watches content on YouTube that there isn't a uniquely English or British voice to podcasting or gaming that is unified and popular and under one kind of
How many
roof.
seconds planning was there?
And you probably can tell from all of us, we've all got different accents. We've all come from different places in our lives. We're all at different ages. We do not game regularly with each other. So there's absolutely no chance whatsoever of group think in our opinions. So from that point of view, that is unique. And the fact that we can all do this remotely can unify all those opinions. We all game with different people. So we're all collecting the opinions and experiences of all of that. And ultimately, I would like the uniqueness of the British ball gaming scene, because I think we are unique. I think we've got
It has a unique...
Yeah, we have. I think we're relevant in our attitudes. We've got a sense of humour. We don't mind taking the piss out of each other and ourselves. So from that point of view, there is nothing that we will endorse or actually put before you which will be to up itself. I think we all know who we're thinking of in terms of some of the American ones. So from that point of view...
I think you meant one of us.
Yeah.
Good start.
I reckon this video is going to be libelous.
We would like to put before you a couple of times a month, maybe a little bit more regularly as we get to know what the appetite for things like this is. Something which is more relatable to the people within our group. And I know we've got lots of foreign people within our group whose English may or may not be their first language, but even so, we as a collective are coming from the ball gaming industry from a different place. And I think I'm right in saying, chaps, that our group has always been a melting pot between retailers, producers of games and consumers of games, and all of the interests of all of those different parties have been melded together to form our identity, and we'd like some of that identity to leak out into some media content. So by and large, if I'm perfectly honest, because we were all bored and we wanted something else to do. If I'm utterly honest. But that's basically my
Blame the virus,
we want to collect, we want to actually bring the two-dimensional interactions that we have within the group and the to and fro in terms of opinions and the way that we may, haphazardly review and consume games that we all love. We want to give it a voice. We want to make it three-dimensional as opposed to the two-dimensional group that we've got. And that's not detracting away from what the group actually gives us.
We want to give four-dimensional, Martin.
Extra, yeah. If it's a fifth dimension, then that's a great film. The Fifth Dimension, don't get me started on that film, it's fantastic. But this is what it's basically all about. It's a group of friends, we're having a laugh. You won't see a great deal of us. I mean, that's another piece of good news, because what we'd like to do is basically bring other people to the fore. There's so many people out there that are producing great content that maybe 40 or 50 people have only discovered them on YouTube by stumbling upon them. And these people are in the group. So what we want to do is start giving those people a wider platform and bring them to your attention. and we will gradually disappear off the scene, and these people will come to the fore because these people are professionals, and we're basically buffoons who don't know what they're doing.
Well,
I am anyway.
And serious professionals as well. I was really surprised to see some of the talent.
Absolutely. I mean,
that
some
we
of
have
the videos we got sent, I mean, apart from the ones where people were taking their clothes off, which I enjoyed anyway, were
just
really
from us,
professionally done. Yeah. Oh, was it just me they were sending those to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of those are very professional.
So that's me with my hours of preparation, cook, idea of what we're trying to bring to bear. And I'm sorry if I've rambled on, and I don't know if anyone disagrees with me or agrees with me.
No, I liked Chris's
they are
face.
my faults.
I could see him just like look of fear. Where the hell is this going?
What's he going to say next?
No, well done. We did give you 5 minutes notice, but you weren't in your seat when I told you.
Oh, I was making the tea. I was the only one that was not on screen, and they gave it to me to do whilst I wasn't even watching. That's the kind of people I'm working with.
Democratic.
Very good. I think the other thing it's probably worth saying is we did obviously the virtual convention about 5 weeks ago or so, some 4 or 5 weeks ago, and I think some of the stuff we did then, people were asking to see more of it, and so we thought there was a bit of a blast.
And some of it they
just
want to
your
see
mother,
less
Mark?
of, Mark.
Sorry, just my mum. Yeah. Just my mum saying, I like it when you're on my TV. On the Netflix. So
I think she just likes to see from a distance.
Yeah. That's also
You
true.
turn him off when he's on telly.
You can see my mum on our TikTok. She's on our first video that we ever put up when I was trying to figure it out. So, there you go.
Is that the one where she batters you at exercise?
Yeah.
I remember
So-
that. Good times.
Yeah.
Yep. That's my mum. She's a bit of a ledge. Very good. So we thought we'd just chat about games for a bit, really, didn't we? And then if anyone's got any questions, just let us know in the comments and I will ask them. And then we'll talk...
Sorry, I was going to say, I'll reveal something about games that was a bit of a shocker for me.
Okay.
Played
Ooh.
Russian Railroads yesterday, and I actually liked it.
That doesn't sound like your kind of game.
Blimey.
Yeah,
Go figure. Yeah, it's not my kind of game at all. But it was, I thought it was quite good. Good worker placement.
it's dry as hell though, but it is really good.
Yeah. That's why I didn't think I'd like it.
Mm.
The theme's boring. Trains are boring.
Man,
It's no blood, no guts, no gore.
it's like you're growing as a person, Andrew.
Yeah,
Every
it
life
must be.
on minutes.
It must be. I'm finally maturing.
Luke wants to know what we're all drinking. Who's gonna? Chris, I'll do it on the screen. I'll do the name thing again. So we'll start with Chris.
50% Guinness, 25% vodka, 25% Tia Maria.
What do you mean you don't feel good?
Wow.
That sounds awesome.
That
Chris.
sounds.
Death by chocolate, it's called.
What do you mean
Wow.
you're really hot?
It just feels really weird. I don't want it in water. I just want it on my tongue.
Dear.
I don't know what's happening.
I'm just going to quickly.
Mute Martin.
Yeah, there we go.
Mute.
I've muted Martin. I'm not 100% sure what was happening there. It sounded like some kind of injury. I am drinking this.
Oh, he's back. He's back.
Oh.
Look,
He's back, but
One
we can't
second,
hear
we've
him.
we
muted
can't
you,
hear you,
Martin.
Martin. So
We muted you, Martin.
No, I can't see how I unmute him.
He's still muted.
That's not a problem.
what a
Oh.
blessing.
We'll figure it out. I'm drinking this Buxton Brewery Simcoe. It's just a pale ale, IPA. Sorry, it's quite cloudy.
Tasty?
That's right.
Oh, good choice, Andrew.
Gentleman Jack.
Leanne.
I'm still on my roux, my jammy red roux.
Oh, it's that.
It disappears. Excellent. I have
Mine,
an invisible wine.
mine isn't as exciting actually. Mine is Monster.
I was, before you said it, you paused and I saw the colour of it and wondered what you were going to say.
Yeah, it's
I thought some
urine.
kind of
'cause
cider.
It's sterile and I like the taste.
That's grim.
This is in my. I don't
Yeah, I
think
thought
it's
you were going to
my
say cider.
glass. Nice.
Oh.
Yeah. And Martin looks like he's drinking tea or.
He is, yeah.
Yeah, he's brewed up for everybody.
Oh, Gray, probably knowing him.
Fair enough.
think he's gone Picard on us.
Right,
So,
games. Come on, let's talk
Yeah,
about
yeah.
games.
What have people been playing, if anything?
Absolutely nothing. Nothing?
Um,
No, very little.
Yeah,
Very
my
little.
gaming has dramatically dropped off a cliff, really. In terms of like physically, I went to my family a couple of weeks ago to have a barbecue. Was it last weekend? I think it was last weekend. Socially distanced barbecue, and we played Just One. Astoundingly, both my parents got involved and really liked it. Which, I mean, I don't think I've ever seen them play a game ever. And I'm doing a Warhammer fantasy roleplay on Roll20.
Nice.
I've done 4
There's-
sessions, so it's going quite well.
Isn't there some
played a
new
couple of
stuff
games of-
for Warhouse or
Yes.
Nix?
Yeah.
Yes, and I just got my PDF for the second part of the big campaign, as well as a 5-part campaign that's like an all-time classic as well. So, yeah, and they're beautiful books as well. But they friggin' should be for the price.
Very
Less
good.
said about that, the
Being
better.
good. We played. We actually did play. Just me and the wife played Lords of Waterdeep last week, and we played a couple of games of Underwater Cities recently. But that's been it.
Yeah.
Right.
That's been it.
I did some tabletop simulator stuff. What did we play? I played Blood Rage again. I had another go.
Oh, did you?
I had another go at it. Yeah. I
Good,
think
because
I
that is
probably won. I
awesome.
don't know. It's just rolling dice. Really.
Rolling dice. There's no dice in it.
No, it's not. Pull a card and see what
Play a
happens.
different game.
But they played Nemesis that I quite enjoyed. I thought that was quite fun.
That's good. Yeah.
The
So we
fast sloths I played as well.
Fast lots, yeah.
That was good, wasn't it?
What's that called?
Fast sloths.
Sloth.
It's a good one. So Friedman Fries.
Fast. See, that's see, it's my southern English can't
Fast.
understand your freaking
Fast
accent.
slats. It's good. It's a racing game, like a pick up and deliver racing game, but you're playing a sloth, and you don't want to move, so you've got to get other animals to move you around a map, and all the different animals move in different ways. So, and then I played Endangered that I got at the virtual convention. I've played that solo a couple of times, which is that one, which is nice. It's good.
If I just go back past 2 weeks of Right Busters, Conan, Ponzi Scheme, less said about that the better.
Awesome
Escape
game.
the Black Castle,
It's a top
Conan,
game.
Fast Sloths, For Sale, Lord of the Rings, Journeys to Middle-earth, Elysium, Core Space, and Russian Railroads.
So lockdown hasn't actually impinged your game whatsoever. Is what you're saying?
In fact, he's
there.
probably done more.
Not too much.
Cool.
My main concern at the moment is fitting games in. I've got Barbarians, 2nd edition, and Castles of Burgundy to fit in. And this is when I buy games that I can't fit on the shelves. This is where they temporarily go.
Whoa.
Wow.
There's a core space there, I see.
And yeah, the miniatures are off being painted, but in the bottom half of my half of the wardrobe, there is maybe about the same again.
Wow.
So starting, I think tomorrow, we're pulling every game off the shelves. Do we keep it? Do we get rid of it? Do we keep it? So
Wow.
I'm hoping to sort of get rid of maybe 20 games.
I need to do the same. I need to get rid of about sort of probably 40, I reckon.
Very good.
Ideally, so do I.
So
To
you've
create
got a
a
big
shelf
sale
space
coming
or
up on the
something
group
like
then.
Yeah, and there'll be price to sell as well, not to make me any kind of profit or anything, because I just need space. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Bargains to be had.
Simon Caddick is saying that he played Tabletop Simulator for the first time a couple of days ago. Fiddly as heck on the interface and the controls front, but going to keep plugging away at it. It does get a lot easier, I think, like once you...
Yeah.
Because
The more
Played a
practice
few
you get, the better. I used to hate it because, aside from having issues with my laptop running it, it just felt like it was really fiddly for what it was, especially for somebody like me who likes. I'm really tactile and I like picking up pieces of games but yeah, once I got the hang of it, I'm really impressed with it. I think I prefer it to Tabletopia though.
Yes.
I've been using something called Lackey to play Vampire: The Eternal Struggle card game, and that interface must be probably 15 years old. It is truly terrible. So, I mean, I haven't played TTS, but I imagine it can't possibly be worse.
What was that Magic the Gathering PC game? There was an official
Yeah,
Magic
wasn't
the Gathering PC game from about 20 years ago. Awesome, but the interface was shocking. So bad.
Oh, no.
A brilliant game. Played it for hours. But yeah, shocking interface.
Have you been gaming, Leanne?
I have, not as much as normal. Work's really kicked off in the last few weeks, and it's been a bit of a struggle.
80-hour week.
So yeah, easily. But I have done
empathise.
some bits and bobs. I've been on Yucata a little bit more, and I learned how to play Steamrollers, which is a game I picked up at S, and I did it as part of my trades. So that was interesting because they've got quite a nice interface for that. And I know a lot of people normally say Yucata's a bit old, a bit clunky. It doesn't always fit. Worked really well for that. They've also got Imhotep the Duel on there. That was quite fun. I'm always up for a game of Thurn and Taxis or Costs of Burgundy. And then I've done some more on Yucata, on Board Game Arena, because it's just so easy as an interface. Playing more Lagrange, more Can't Stop, learned how to play Lost Cities. But I think my highlight has been playing on Tabletop Simulator a game called Kalimala. Now, I bought Kalimala. It's a worker placement, strange sort of Euro, very beige, all the beige. You'd look at Notre Dame's box and you'd go, oh, that's colourful.
God dear me.
But I bought it 2 years ago, loved it, I thought this is great, and played a couple of rounds on my own and went, yeah, I can get this. Took it to every con, nobody wanted to play it with me. And then lo and behold, last week somebody goes, oh, I've learnt this brilliant game called Kalimala, it's on Tabletop Simulator, I'll give you a game of it sometime. And I had to moderate my language. Anyway, now I've gotten to play it with people. They've all gone, this is great. That's why I've got a copy. I'll bring it next time we're all allowed out to touch people, you know. So that has been my highlight of gaming, I think, Kalimala.
Martin Poole is saying that, so Endangered that I showed off before is by the same people as Artemis Project, and apparently you love that game, Leanne.
You remember that, don't you, Martin?
No, at all. People tell me I played it.
You played it. It had the shaky. I can't remember what we called it. I can damn well remember what we called it. The shaky rocket ship. We were all drinking quite a lot that night.
Well,
I think I walked back to my room like this. It was great fun though. It was a good little game. It was a fun little game.
I can see on my logged games that I played and won it, but I have zero recollection of the game at all.
Was everyone just like, yes, Martin, you've won. It's fine.
Let the Wookiee win.
What about once you've got together with your gaming groups again, your regular groups? What's the first thing that you want to play with them?
Eclipse.
Eclipse. What second?
Richard Holt. Yeah, Richard Holt had it delivered just
Nice.
after lockdown started.
Oh, we got 2 games of it in before.
With pictures of it. So
Yeah, we got 2 games of it in before lockdown. But
Makes
yeah,
me-
that's a good call.
Actually.
I managed to keep my D&D up. I'm in a session later tonight, and I've got a session tomorrow. But one thing I've really not been able to do at all is the Arkham Horror LCG group. We've not been able to meet up and play at all through our campaign. So I think that's what I've not been able to do. The only thing that we've not been able to sort of proxy somehow. I missed that. What about you?
Me, I think I'm missing things like I really want to play Clans of Caledonia again. I've been jonesing for that for a bit. But I've got like built up a pile of games that have kind of accrued during lockdown. That like
You start at the top and work your way down.
Yeah.
a little bit, yeah.
I'll give you a game of Clans on BGA though. I'm in a couple of them at the minute. So give it a go.
it a lot. I pimped all the components for it using a lot of the Stonemaier bits, and it took me a long time to find something to replicate the milk because the buckets just weren't cutting it for me. So I found some milk urns, but now I just love playing it because, like you say, tactile. I think a lot of us are tactile gamers because we like pieces and pretty pieces, and
I think you have to be if you're a don't you really?
I think so. Yeah.
Otherwise, play on PC.
I've got. I was gutted because I got my pile of potential down to 0 after HandyCon back in January, and then
Shame. Not potential.
no, it's still potential. It's shame after a year, I think. But I got it down to 0, and I was really happy. And then it got to Aircon, and I got a bunch of new games in Mass Trade and stuff like that. I've now got 2 Kallax cubes of unplayed games, and then this beast just arrived as well. Although
Nice.
I think I can count that one as played. I've played someone else's copy, So I've not even punched this one yet.
Got to play your own, man.
Yeah.
Got to play
Yeah,
your
but
own.
look at the big,
see, that's a debate though.
look at the
Who
big
thinks
dint
that?
in the corner. Gutted.
Who
That's the
thinks that
gimme.
you have to play your own copy? And because if you've played somebody else in your gaming group's copy 6 times, surely that counts.
Yeah.
Well, when
Counts
you
for-
went to sell it, though, would you claim the game was unplayed? Or would you
Yes.
claim you played it? Well, exactly.
Well,
so
no,
you've
it'd be
already
unplayed because
bloody
it would be
played the game,
unplayed.
haven't you? Exactly.
It's
I won't-
it's unplayed, but
Hadn't.
it's unplayed, but I've played the game.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But you need to get your own copy played.
So I think
It's-
it doesn't need to go on the pile of potential because it's
No.
Yeah, I have played.
I
You
don't
played
think
it.
I've
I'm guessing you
ever
played
had-
Ian Jent's copy.
I don't think I've ever
What is
had
it? What is
0
it, Matt?
games.
Smartphone Inc.
Yeah, but what is it? I have no clue what that game is about.
For anyone that watches Good Mythical Morning, it's Rhett
Yeah,
from Good Mythical
correct.
Morning is on the cover, and it's just a big.
That's
it's,
what I'm looking forward to.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, Mark, go on.
Oh no, I was just saying it's kind of you are. It's
Fancy.
sort of in the 90s, and you were all CEOs of different smartphone companies, and you're trying to like spread the smartphones around the world, and you're kind of it's route building.
You
And,
lost me.
yeah, it's really good though. It's got this cool
It
thing.
is. You've got to upgrade your technologies.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Was that still in shrink? That copy of your Odyssey game?
Yeah, it's. I've got one that had a slight tear on the inside cover,
That's right. And it
which
discussed
I
didn't it?
put a pic. Yeah, and that's the replacement copy. So that's gonna be. I'm gonna be using that when I start running it, and the players can use the torn one.
Nice.
Fair enough.
Very good.
Hello.
Someone has asked what you thought of Right Busters, Andrew.
Someone.
I can't remember.
I enjoyed
it was
it.
way up the comments. I think
I
it might be
enjoyed
on
it. It's really good. It's really, really good. Yeah. I played it. I've only played it solo, and I learned the rules half by reading the manual and half by watching somebody do a playthrough online. But it's pretty straightforward. But it's one of those. It's throw dice, go through rooms, try and do missions and objectives, kill zombie Nazis. That's what a game is, isn't it?
Yeah. Have you seen that?
Building rail lines.
Yeah. Have you seen that film that is about Nazis hiding behind the moon, on the other side of the moon? It's,
Yes.
I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
yeah, it's bonkers.
There's a
The-
sequel as well.
It
There's a
is
second.
bonkers. There is, yeah.
That's it. They're on Mars now instead of it.
It's genuinely hilarious. That movie. What the hell is it called?
Right. I think someone has given us a nice big elephant question. Can you guys also comment on your thoughts about Pendulum? For those of you that don't
What's
know,
that?
Pendulum.
That's the new
Oh.
Stonemeyer.
Pendulum's the new Stonemeyer game. There was only 1 or 2
wanna
posts
go last, Chris?
in the group about it.
I have absolutely no opinion of the game at all.
Well, we've not seen
'cause
anything
I've
of
not
it
really
yet,
read.
have we?
I've not really read that much about it.
I'm not.
so
I don't like
I'm
real
sure.
time.
Yeah.
No, I don't like
So-
real
Real
time either.
time is a turn
From-
off for me.
From what I could tell, I was tuned into the live thing that he did talking about it. I don't think it's real time like Meteor or Magic Maze or
Yeah.
things like that. I don't think
No.
it's that kind of real time.
There are egg timers though, aren't there? There are.
Yes.
There are
but
timers
it's
in the game.
it's
So that
something
can
to
get-
do with how long your workers stay in a place or something like that. Yeah, he's not giving
Yeah,
that
it's to
much
do with
away.
how you manage your time in it, not
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
fastest to do it and trying to get it all done inside a
Simultaneous-
time.
It's simultaneous actions as well,
But
and no
there must be
turns.
If it's
So-
got sand timers, there must be some form of time pressure in the game,
Yeah,
which is
he
just
didn't really
not me.
talk about
I
it.
do like Tapestry.
Yeah.
Fair.
Sorry.
I like Scythe. I'm not anti.
Yeah.
I like
Swiss.
Dice. I love
Well,
Scythe.
maybe not fully.
Um,
I just don't appreciate paying £1 for a fucking promo card.
So it's
Yes,
I don't think that's the best way to run. Anyway, carry on.
it's turnless, but it still has rounds. So you still like end a round and then do some stuff, and then you start.
So is it
another
going to be like Galaxy Trucker, where like you have a round going and it's just like a frenetic kind of mad dash to do the things you need? And
Yeah, but you
potentially-
can't do the things you need if somebody else is already on that space. You need
Yes.
to sort of maximise what you're doing, wait for them to
Yeah.
move off, see if you can get yours into that space, and then carry on.
I mean, my
I'm
gut
intrigued by it.
feeling of it, I have to say, is that there's a lot of red flags for me personally that don't like. If it was regardless of the Stonemeyer effect, I probably wouldn't give it a second look, to be honest, because there's a lot of things that I don't like about it. And as I've said in the group as well, I'm a little bit hesitant about the kind of level of hype that Stonemeyer games get. I hope this one gets kept in the realm of reality. Because you're just setting yourself up for a fail. The game's never going to live up to the hype that you're giving it. So just, you know...
But it's funny with this one, I think a lot of people are kind of going, actually, no, it doesn't sound that good. I don't like real time. So...
Absolutely. And for that reason, it may actually exceed our expectations greatly and might be brilliant.
Maybe.
That would work, wouldn't it? Because he said it's not a frantic thing. It's supposed to be like Sulkin.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he did mention Sulkin, yeah.
The Studmeyer hype, though, tends to be it tends to be more about component quality of the game.
Well, they are fantastic
rather
components.
than game quality. I mean, there are some great games in the stable, but they're always produced well. I think that's the thing that people get most excited about.
Yeah, but I've yet to see an egg timer that looks vaguely decent quality.
My D&D
anywhere.
This
They
is
all
my
look like
D&D
you can buy them in the pound shop for your egg.
That's true.
The
Here we go, look.
yeah, what put me
my
off? a
D&D
little
one.
Oh wow!
times-
Okay, I
for
take
times
that
events.
back.
If
That's
they're all like
gorgeous.
that.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I think it comes
Yeah,
with
I've got
20 of them.
Yeah.
20, yeah.
So
You know
apparently...
what put me off a
That's
little
put the
bit
pressure
was when he just vomited words onto the front, the description. Pendulum is a competitive, turnless, asymptomatic worker placement time optimization. What?
Yeah.
Sorry, an asymptomatic.
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 It's
sorry.
got COVID, but you can't tell.
Doesn't know
Asymmetric.
it. We're
Yeah,
all going
that's
to
it.
catch the hype.
It's crossed the pandemic.
No, so apparently you are all different people in a fantasy land. You are trying to claim the throne of this fantasy land. And that's what the theme is. So
I wonder if it will bring that theme out at all, whether it's going to be very loosely pasted on.
I can't imagine that it would.
Well, that's my gut feeling, but who knows?
Who knows? But anyway, that's our thoughts on Pendulum. As you can see, somewhere around.
We don't have many.
We'll see.
don't know yet.
See what happens.
We'll see.
Yeah. We don't know really about it yet, really, do we? So, till we see the game in action, it's difficult to judge.
It was kind of funny because he said this statement, like someone said about hype or whatever, and on the live stream, and he says, "Oh, we don't want to drive hype. Like, we know it could be dangerous." But then he's like, "But this is the highest game that has ever been rated at prototype stage that we've ever had, or something."
Yes.
Like,
Yeah,
great.
And we're only printing 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also people search for the name Pendulum, so the other Pendulum game has been trending on the hotness as well.
Oh,
Because
right,
they've
okay.
certainly
nice.
picked something else with a different name.
And there's a lot of people probably going, "This looks shit."
I don't know this. When's it from? Oh, I don't know. And a small self-published 2-player little game with 7 wooden pieces in it.
Nice. It did make me go and listen to a bunch of Pendulum. 'Cause that's good. So that's very good. Cool. Well, shall we talk about some stuff that we're going to do, and then we'll bring another guest on. I was going to check in, Leanne, whether are we still going Discord Disco still going strong?
We're discoing on Sunday.
Do you wear flares and have like an afro wig?
Yeah.
Even though no one can see it, obviously.
Glitter ball and everything. And what we do, so I'm going to say this now on the video so that people can get it set up for Sunday. We do voodoo, you do. We do have music. Discord Disco came about as a happy accident as a result of autocorrect. However, I've learned how to stream music on our Discord server so that you guys who come in to play the games with us can all listen along to what I'm playing on Spotify, and you can request songs like you would at a disco. So we do have the music, so it is a real Discord Disco.
Yeah.
So if you make sure that whatever machine you're playing on, you have Discord on. If you have Spotify installed, you left click on my profile when you join the server, and you will see a small box come up that tells you I'm listening to Spotify, and a tiny little button with a person's head and shoulders in it, a little plus. Click that, and you'll be able to listen along to the disco while you play, and you'll be able to regulate the volume yourself so it doesn't interfere with thinking time and conversations. But it is a real disco. That's what we've done.
Very cool.
So karaoke next, is it?
Oh, I can't wait. I'm belting out Celine Dion, baby.
They just play loads of Pendulum. Just like build that hype.
So, big requests, board game related songs. Send me lists, people. PM me lists, and I will sort out a playlist.
That's very cool.
Well
Good
done.
stuff. So the link to the Discord, I think, is in the pinned announcement somewhere.
Yeah.
I think it's in the pin post.
I'll
Somebody
check
did
it,
inquire about
but it
it
is.
about an hour and a half ago, so there's another link gone up in there as well, and we'll
Yeah,
remind
one
everybody on
looks
that.
Awesome. Sounds lots of fun. And you were playing loads of different stuff last time. You were telling us sort of
Yeah.
stuff in the main room, as well as people going off and doing lots of their own games as well.
Yeah, some people had sort of split off into different groups and had their own things going, some sort of long-term stuff going, but people were dropping in and out the service. We were playing things like Codenames, Just One, and all that sort of on a few different mobile browser platforms that are free to play. So people could just drop in, drop out. It was good.
Yeah. Cool. Very good. So I'll quickly mention some of the other social media stuff we've got going on. So we are on Instagram, and basically what I'm doing is just ripping everyone's pictures and posts that they put on the group, the admins with their permission, not everybody's. I'm putting a nice filter on it and then putting it on Instagram, so you can, if you keep missing,
you don't need a filter. You don't need a filter on pictures of core space.
I don't think. Oh, you did one. We've had one picture of core space, I think.
I have, yeah.
I did an experiment the other day where you posted about digital D&D, and then Anton posted about like physical D&D.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And yours got more likes. So I haven't checked. I posted them at the same time, like a few seconds apart, and I was like, "Oh, are we digital?"
It's just a sign of the time, though, isn't it? It's not popularity.
Yeah, that's true.
Just a sign of the times.
Yeah. We are also on Twitter. A bunch of stuff going on there, and we have started a TikTok channel. Which, well, I've started a TikTok channel. So we actually no. Martin has there's some of Martin's stuff's on there. Him looking through his board game T-shirts, which he's got a lot. It's like keeps them all nicely pressed, and they're all like he seems to order all different colours. So yeah, that's on there. They are all so Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok is all at BG Telly. So you can go follow them and check out some stuff. We're doing some fun videos on TikTok as well. I'm enjoying it. Although all my data's being harvested, I'm not like.
Even though I can't get anything up there without 3 watermarks on it.
Yeah, I'm not that interesting, so I don't mind if people have my data anyway. So yeah, go follow us on there. The YouTube channel is up. I think it's still not showing up in the search. I think it basically takes about 30 days. So I got like this, congratulations, you've hit this milestone, but we still can't pick a vanity Earl and things like that. We have to wait till the channel's been live for 30 days, which is probably in about a week, 10 days or so. And then I think at that point we'll start appearing in a search as well. So you just have to go find the link for now. To get
That's great, because that'll just make it easier to watch these videos, won't it? Rather than having to trawl through a Facebook feed.
Exactly.
That's just for everybody's convenience.
Yeah.
You can click on videos in the group on Facebook.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't, but you can.
Yeah, some of the stuff on there is just terrifying. Cool. And so speaking of that, so we have obviously got this going on. So we're probably going to do this every other month or so. We'll see how it goes. A lot of this is just we're trying stuff out, and if people like it, we'll keep doing it, and if not, we'll do something else instead. But we're going to take it slow. We're not going to bombard you all with content. The plan is to do something once a week for a little while, probably around 3 months or so, and then we'll start adding some other bits in. Mostly it will be through the group, because this whole thing is just about supporting the group and doing stuff for you guys. But there might be some stuff.
Tiny steps.
This is
Yes.
predicated
tiny steps.
on whether you get a job that sees you working like some ridiculous 80 hours a week or something, and then suddenly the content just nosedives off a cliff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your beer's changed colour, Matt.
Sorry.
Your beer's changed colour.
Oh, my
sure
beard did change colour. Yeah, I'm on a Mobberley Brewhouse Oatmeal Stout.
Oh,
What's
nice.
funny is that can is actually a full-size pint can.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just that it's tiny. It's mint.
What's really funny, like, if you just want to laugh at me being big, bring me one of those little fun-size Coca-Colas. It's
You don't need any props to laugh at you being big.
No
Well, you do.
props necessary.
but it's all good. So we already did a couple of weeks ago. A lot of you will have seen Leanne chatting to Gareth on Tales from the Group. That's going to be a regular show. So that'll be once a month. You'll see that one. So the next one coming up on the 16th of July, where Anderton is going to be chatting to Zahid, which will be good fun. some of the interviews that we did during the virtual convention. If you've been over onto the YouTube channel, you'll see that they are called Diary of an something, depending on who we're talking to. So we've had retailers, publishers, I can't remember, but designers, all sorts on there, and that'll keep going. So we're hoping that one of them will be next week, actually, with Leanne, talking to some people. Hopefully. Something, and we're going to try and, if there's anything that's going on, any news or anything like that, we're going to try and theme those to whatever is going on at the time. We have something currently called the Board Game Trading Chat Broadcast. I don't know if we're keeping that name, but that is going to be different people from the group sort of showing off things that they're doing and answering questions. So the first one of those is going to be to do with painting minis. Andrew is going to be hosting that with a couple of people that are very good at painting, but they're going to be answering questions about beginner painting, how to get into it, and all the various different things you might need. We have, trying to see if I've missed anything else. A pair of rankers. So Luke is in the chat here somewhere. A pair of rankers is Luke and I. So we used to do a show over on the Aircon channel that was us ranking all of our games, and it lasted forever. But it's not that. It's something different. Well, we're going to get someone from the group on. They are going to rank 5 games before they come on. Through some investigation and sleuthing, Luke and I have to try and guess how they ranked those games. So it's me and Luke competing against each other with someone from the group, talking about 5 different games, and we're going to rank them and see how they get on. And then whenever there's 5 weeks in a month, at the minute we'll probably do this a bit more because it's easy to do. We're going to do an RPG show. So we're going to try and sort of show off some various different systems. They're going to be one-shots. So the first one of those is coming up on the 30th of July. That's going to be Dungeons and Doggos, and we've got Lorraine Compton is going to be hosting that. I think we've got Chris, you're playing, aren't you? Leanne, Andrew, and Anterton is also playing. So that should be fun using Roll D20, Roll 20,
Roll 20.
Troll 20.
Roll D20.
Any of those.
Roll20.net.
All right, yeah. Sounds great. And then, Chris, I think you've been speaking to some people about doing some other ones around that. And
Yeah.
See what we can get going on.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So those are the plans for now that take us up until roughly the end of September, October time. At which point we're going to be reaching out and see if anybody else wants to sort of contribute anything or join in. Is that it? Did I miss anything?
No,
Don't think so.
I think so.
That's everything but what I reckon.
Generally, there's a couple of things that we haven't spoken about, but they'll come to light over the next month or so.
Yeah.
But that's most of it.
Yes. But
Small steps.
small steps, but busy steps. I think it's fair to say it's been a pretty busy month. Lots of messages and stuff like that. I think it's also important to say that we would like this to be kind of a very diverse and inclusive channel, and so we want to hear from voices from the whole gamut of the group. And so don't worry if you have never been on camera, if you've never been interviewed, if you've got something to say, someone will want to hear it. I mean, look at us. We're here.
You are going to better than we are.
This is the bar. We've set the standard.
It's the set.
And like Mark says, we want lots of different types of people because people look at the name of our group and say board games, but we know that people into card games, RPGs, all sorts. I know I get posts from people trying to sell games, and they'll PM me and they'll go, "Hi, I've also got some RPG books. Is it okay to put those on?"
Yeah.
Yeah, because we are all about all the games. So yeah, a wide variety. If what you do isn't just it isn't just a board game, then that's
Absolutely.
fine. Let us know.
Someone made a post yesterday or the day before about poker and said, if it's not okay, admins please delete. It's like, what's wrong with poker? It's a game. It's fine. As long as you're not actually gambling on Facebook, so I imagine there might be a
What about snooker?
It's fine to do that.
Always one.
Well, I mean, I can't imagine there's an audience for snooker, to be honest, Andrew. But
If you get the right gaming table with those little holes in it that you put your drinks in, I think it could be epic.
Right, that's true. Yeah, very good. So
We
if
need to
you
be on a pool table.
if you have any ideas, if you want to come on one of the shows as a guest, please do drop us an email. It's bgtelly@gmail.com for now.
Or just PM an admin.
Yeah, we'll just do that.
Just get in touch. Very easy to get in touch with.
Yeah.
This is true. Excuse me. Cool. So the last thing the other show that we've not spoken about yet is we never actually came up with a name.
No, it's unnamed.
Nothing that we could repeat here.
Yeah, that's true. Unnamed show, but it's going to be a sort of a news show talking about some new releases, some Kickstarter stuff going on. It's a monthly show, and we wanted someone that knew a lot about this stuff and was very good at hosting shows. And so a lot of you will have seen the sort of the entry stuff we did, and we got. So thank you to everyone that sent in videos for that. Really appreciate you taking the time to do that. And after all of that and some back and forth, we are very excited that to announce that Mike Barnes is going to be hosting that. So I'm going to try and get him on the Skype call so someone else could talk for a
He's
couple
going
of
to be
minutes.
our anchor.
I'm disappointed then, because from what Leanne's just said, that means my suggested name has been poo-pooed. Which I'm very deeply disappointed.
Oh.
But a lot of thought into that.
It was good.
I have to say, it was the
Both
one
of
that I
them.
read out loud and laughed out loud at.
Oh, I think he might be here.
I hope he's who does rolls. Otherwise,
Oh, there he is.
Do that.
Hello.
Hello.
Very good. So I don't know, Martin, did you need to go, or are you happy sticking around?
Yeah, I'll head off.
Yeah.
I'll let Mike take my square. It's like celebrity squares now. So
We had a spare one because unfortunately Martin Anderton had to go. He had a bit of there was some medical thing happening at his house.
my dinner's preferred for crisp anyway.
Go and have your
I
dinner.
will,
Very
I will
dark.
bid you all adieu.
Bye.
See you later, mate.
See you
I have to change my light bulb.
soon. Very good. Oh, you've all moved seats. What's going on?
Well, move seats. That didn't move at all.
It's like the Mad Hatter's Tea Party.
It's I have to keep moving all your name tags around. Oh no, I don't need. Is it older? Hello, Mike.
Get rid of them.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, mate.
So just a hint for you, Mark. The one on the heads prize, that's Leanne. You're struggling to sell us apart.
Oh, I was confused for a minute. I'm glad you cleared that up.
But the next time you do this, that you can start to beam me up, that would be great.
You can't do any beaming on the bridge.
Nerds.
Nerds.
Probably.
Geeks, please.
That's all.
So welcome, Mike. Some people will obviously know you already from your channel, which is Who Dares Rolls.
Exactly, all 5 of them. They should bring it.
So I guess, a few minutes if you want to tell us a bit about yourself and your kind of...
Well, yeah, I kind of host the Who Dares Rolls YouTube channel. I've done a podcast. We've been doing that for about 5 years, and we've done well to stay under the radar that long. It's impressive effort, really. But yeah, we don't really take ourselves very seriously. The royal we. There's a few people join me occasionally, but yeah, it's board game related, but it's kind of tongue in cheek. We don't really take things all that seriously. We may use a rude word occasionally, we just kind of a bit anarchic, and we don't take it at all seriously. We don't wear hats or anything like that. We're not American.
You don't have a secret handshake or anything like that?
Well, I'd have to kill you. Oh, that wasn't me.
No, sorry, it's my mouse falling off.
It was the hearing aid. I was on it.
Yeah. Very good.
What are you drinking? Is that a bottle of Sol?
I'm on the Soul at the moment. That's what was left in the back of the fridge, so it's either that or a tin of baked beans.
Very good. Cool. And we were all chatting about games that we've been playing recently. What's the games you've been playing, Mike?
I have been playing nothing. It's really quite depressing. I've been playing a bit of table. I've been playing PC games because I just can't. Again, like Leanne said, I'm tactile. I want to be touching the games, and I don't get on with Tabletop Simulator. I've played it. It's just like, it's just fiddly. But I will try. But yeah, I need the physical things. So we've been doing lots of Diablo. What else have we been playing? Just lots of Steam. Steam's on sale at the moment.
Yeah, lots of sales.
So there's lots of stuff on there. Maybe some of the actual board game versions on Steam. But yeah, bits of this and bits of that. But yeah, I want to play a board game. I'm feeling quite depressed.
Is anyone would anyone do solo gaming so you can still do the tactile thing, or is that still not as
Yeah.
I get with a cupboard on my own to do that, yeah.
No point.
I've been playing, my favourite solo games have got dice in, so yeah. And even to be fair, this sounds really sad, when I've been playing Roll20, I've had my dice bag open on the desk next to me, and as people are chatting and they're rolling the dice, I'm running my hands through the dice bag.
It was kind of almost erotic there for me.
It's gorgeous. It's like ASMR, isn't it? But yeah,
Wow.
tactile all the way.
Very good. Yeah, I'm not a solo gamer. I don't like the company.
Yeah, I know. I'll say it. I play games solo when I can.
Yeah, you do a lot,
When I
don't you?
can. Yeah.
Like big setup games as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't get it.
Because that's the thing. I just
Story
can't
games,
be.
narrative games, story games.
I can sit here and play the Division 2 for 4 hours without having to open a box. I just don't get it. I just do not get it.
I can sit here and
at
sell core
all.
space for 4 hours.
Yeah.
And you can open 2 bottles of Gentleman Jack.
So well as everyone got, I was doing it.
No, my solo games, I have to say, as much as I've got bigger games that I can play solo, when I am playing solo, it is about the setup for me. So I'll play much smaller footprint games. Really much smaller. They can all be played in a lap tray. So.
Journeys in Middle-earth and Gears of War and Conan, Mythic Battles. Played all of those solo.
Every credit. I still don't understand it.
You have to. You have to, don't you, in this lockdown time until we can all get back together again.
No, you've got a computer.
So, Mike, what were the other questions we had? Thoughts on what's it called? Not TikTok. That's the other thing. Pendulum.
Pendulum. Oh, TikTok.
It's got a clock on the cover.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a huge real-time fan, and I'm kind of an issue. I'm not an issue, but Stonemaier games, they always leave me a bit cold. I kind of feel they're like style over substance, and that's going to get me stabbed already. But I mean, but there's a lot of lovely bling. But I often struggle with them. Tapestry, though, I did enjoy. Tapestry. But I don't know. I give him kudos to it because I mean he has announced this thing like yesterday, and it's already on the boat. It's already made. It's going to be here in August. So I mean, he does some things right. I give him benefit of the doubt for that one. There's no waiting like a massive 8-year wait or Kickstarter wait or something. He's like, yeah, this is coming out, and you can get it next month. So well, I shall wait to see. I don't know. It sounds vaguely interesting. Ben, who's a mate of mine who buys all the Stonemaier stuff, he's a complete fanboy. I'll get to see it if you find.
Yeah, I used to class myself as a bit of a Stonemaier fanboy, but I think it was probably Wingspan onwards as I've been a bit like, take it.
Yeah, Scythe's a good game. So if you like farming, it's a good game. It is a good game.
I like Scythe.
Combat
I enjoy
shit,
Scythe.
but it's
I like Scythe.
Yeah, I haven't
I've
played through
enjoyed
all the expansions, but yeah, which is
The
I think
campaign
that's
for
gonna
it was
happen
brilliant. The Fenris campaign
Oh,
was
yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah, I think that's
Was it?
one thing I am looking forward to playing when we get back playing. Definitely, because we've not touched it. It's all been painted, and I haven't looked at any of it. It's all still boxed, ready to go.
Yeah.
I think it's
Excellent.
natural that people might not like all of the games. I say some people for Wingspan just wasn't for them, and he's going to, he's collating this stable of designers now, and he's curating that and bringing out games with lots of different people rather than everything that's just himself. So I know there's going to be that natural variance.
Wingspan's great. It's just not as great as the hype was for it. That's and that's something that he's always going to have to suffer with. He's always going to have to, the games that he releases have to be awesome to match the hype. That even if he says no, I'm not going to be part of the hype train, that is part and parcel of their releases now.
Yeah,
I feel
so it's
like
like the Gloomhaven and Frosthaven, whatever the next thing's going to be, people
yeah.
are going to expect up here.
Really?
Mudhaven. I'm calling it.
We all know what company would have called it, which is why it's not on the call.
Yeah, no, I think it used to be a bit like that with Days of Wonder. If people still remember
the
them.
one game a year.
It used to be one game a year. Everyone got massively hyped for everyone, and then they just had a few in a row. I don't think Stone Marrow had that few in a row yet, just for me personally.
No, they had a couple of weaker games, didn't they?
Yeah, between two cities.
Definitely.
Not been as. Very good. And then.
So as far as Mike's show,
yes.
the title. We need
Yes.
to figure out a
We need a name for
we
that.
need to figure out a format.
Yeah.
We need to figure out a release date.
Oh, we've got the release date.
Length. Oh, have we?
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
The first one
We're there.
One.
will be the 23rd of July.
No pressure.
What's that? 3 weeks away. That's
3
loads
weeks.
of time.
Ages. Got ages, yeah.
Loads of time. We best get discussing it.
Given your swearing, my suggestion for your title was going to be less than Noble Barnes, but
Very good.
Clever.
but no, it's probably too much on the nose for another company.
Very good. Yeah, it's going to be, like we said, it's a generally kind of news and new releases-y, Kickstarter-y. I don't know. We're going to see, aren't we?
We'll see
We'll see.
what magic occurs.
There are going to be other people creating specific shows for the group as well that are going to be much less frequent than obviously my show's going to be monthly. We're asking other people to do shows maybe 2 or 3 times a year, but they are going to be very different to that show.
Yeah.
So this isn't what we've discussed so far isn't the only content that's coming.
Yeah.
Tiny steps.
Tiny steps. Tiny
Fair
steps.
change.
See if people like it. And then carry on.
Yeah.
I mean, with Mike's show coming out just before payday for everybody, they may like it, they may not. I think it's a perfect
That's
time
the
because people
plan.
can make an educated decision.
Oh, I'm going to be in so much trouble.
Yeah, they're all going to blame you. That's the name of your show, Blame Barnes.
Yeah, don't put that bearded bastard on. He's going to make me spend some more money. Quick, turn it off.
Kickstarter's been a bitch this week. Usually, you have to wait a few
No.
months for, when what is it? When you're given the second lot of money for the game. Oh, I want to add this. I want to add that. Pledge managers. That's it. This last week or week and a half has been really heavy. Several big pledge managers have come out all in one lump, which I was not expecting at all. I was expecting that I could wait a few months for them, but that's been expensive. Very
I
expensive.
think I've only had a couple hit, and they've only been very small ones, so I've been lucky. But then I don't back big games on Kickstarter. Well, you guys do the big, 80, 90, 160 quid games, whatever you're doing. I think the most I ever risk on Kickstarter is about 30, 40 quid. It's what can I afford to lose?
Comment.
I didn't think there was anything on Kickstarter for 30, 40 quid.
I did that one that was posted in the group. That Black It Out, or something. Blank It Out.
I backed Black It Out. Yeah,
That was £2 for the deluxe version.
I've done a
Nice.
few like that, and I think there is one recent that I am really interested in at the minute, which is going to be a bit more. But it
These
does
were quite cheap.
a big solo game, and it all comes out. Oh, what were these called? Crit dice.
Oh, nice.
No.
What was on the
These
what's on the
were
highest
called
number?
D6.
Wasn't there? Were
The
there
highest
two
number
options?
is a 6.
Yeah, but was there an option where you could have fuck on the lowest, and then you could have something else on the highest?
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, okay.
There's some fuck D20s as well. No, the other ones were crit dice. They look amazing.
Because there were some that had, I think, yeah at 20, so you could roll a 1 and have fuck, or you could have 20 go yeah.
Nice.
I use crit cards, but crit dice are going to be way quicker.
Oh, cool.
Come on.
Very good. Someone's saying Kickstarter has been a bitch this year in general.
Yeah, there's been a lot happening in the last couple of months.
Yeah.
Actually, I've had to lock the wallet away.
Yeah.
It's not been pretty. I'm done now for this month. I'm just like, nope, cut off. No. Yes.
Is that nope to everything or nope only to board games?
Yeah, it's mainly board games. I don't tend to.
I don't just look at anything else on Kickstarter.
I used to look at
I've
loads of
got
stuff
this just turned up today. This is a charging bracelet.
to charge.
What, so
one.
it just charges
I've
itself?
ever looked at anything else.
Charge your mobile phone.
Oh, right.
I can't afford to look at anything else.
I thought Kickstarter was a board game publishing platform.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh.
Other stuff.
You've
That's-
never backed a yarn shop, have you?
It's just a board game pre-order
No.
platform. It's,
Well, yeah.
Yeah, pre-order platform. Yeah.
Yeah.
the one I'm excited
Damn
about,
you, Simon.
the one I backed a while ago, it's still a way off, was Darwinauts, that sort of seemed to fly a bit under the radar, but that looks ace. It looks really nice. It was, so it's Chris, I forgot his surname, he did Board with Life, that series, and
Oh yeah. Yeah.
so he's the designer. He also did Favelas, I think, was one of his, and he did a Yu-Gi-Oh game and some other stuff. But you are explorers going to an alternate world and trying to sort of capture as much about the creatures they see. But it's Vincent Dutray has done all the artwork, and he usually does kind of fairly real life stuff. But this, they were just like, go crazy. We want like bonkers animals that you have to go and like document and stuff.
How did I miss that? Because I love Vincent's art. His art's amazing. He's
Yeah.
like,
So this is Darwin's choice.
Darwinauts, so like astronauts, but Darwin.
Oh,
Darwinauts.
okay.
Yeah, very good. And then
Right.
I was going to very
Go on.
quickly, Mike, top 3 games, so we get a sense of
oh my god.
how
put me
far
right
on the
now.
scale
Right.
you are from Andrew to me.
Top 3. I do. I'm going to be more than Andrew, so but I'm in the middle. I'm quite still into Blood Rage at the moment. I do like a bit of Blood Rage.
Classic.
It's all right.
I'm gonna. Now you've put me in the spot now. I'm going to pick Dune because I used to love Dune when it first came out in the 80s, and the reprints come out, and I really love that. And I'm going to throw in there because I did play it for a year as Gloomhaven, and I know that's gonna split it.
God, you lasted a year.
I had a whole year of it.
Wow.
30 games I lasted.
Strong
I'm looking
will.
forward to Jaws of the Lion.
Yeah, that's interesting. Do you like the idea of that? I don't know. You've got to. It's kind of you've got to go for it. You've got to really sort of commit. A year or two just to really get it out there.
I have too many games to play the same game for a year.
I know. I had the same problem. I was like, guys, can we play something else this week?
I lasted. I think
we
it was 13. I lasted, and I was
That's-
like, great game, I'm done.
Done now.
Very good.
I had to go at the first bit. And Frosthaven's coming now, so that's all right.
Not to this house.
Says now.
Is
I'm
Frosthaven
looking forward to
like
trying Jaws.
Frosthaven like Winter Carcassonne? It's the same game. They've just sort of frosted it up a
With
bit.
gingerbread man.
Kind of. They've
Made
kind of
it
tweaked
blue.
Yeah, it's gone blue. That's fine.
Yeah.
Exactly right. 100%.
Put some gingerbread
Pretty much.
men out, like Leon said. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And books instead of tiles.
Yeah.
Because they've said this is coming now.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, they have said this. Yeah. So I don't know. Where's
That's,
Ginger?
that's a nice development. It's still going to be an arena fight every week.
Yeah, it is pretty
An
much.
arena fights with death.
Spartacus. That's a good game. You should play that. There you go.
Well, that Top
Nice
Gun.
game.
Are you going
Where's
in
the
on
reprint of that?
Top Gun, the strategy game? Have you seen that's coming out?
Yeah, I
I've
saw
seen
Top Gun
something
come
that
out.
Top Gun was coming. I wasn't quite sure.
It just looks so weird. It's like, so you play this mini game at the start where you play a game of volleyball,
Nice.
which is 9.
You have to take your shirt off and everything.
The interesting thing is his
Shakes.
meeple is life size.
Very good. Yeah, it's a bit weird. You play volleyball to decide who is going to be the attacker and the defender in a training fight that you're doing. So it's like a training simulation fight, and then it's
So the film then.
Do you think they've taken leads from Jaws there, where you play one half of the game and then you get onto the boat?
maybe.
Do you think they've done something similar?
Yeah.
It sounds like that's exactly what they've done. If it's
Yeah.
a volleyball game and then an aerial combat game.
I'm looking at the
That's
cover of
exactly
the
that.
box, and it looks like Golf. Was it Mars Golf and Dinosaur Island had a baby?
Yes, it has got a bit of the 80s sort of.
Oh, we got a Berlin CD in it.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That'd be good.
Best bit of the film.
Cool. Very good. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in. As I said, Leanne will be back next week, chatting to some industry insiders in Diary of an Industry
Lovely.
Insider. followed by another Tales from the Group a week after, and then Mike the week after that with
Yay!
knocking down the Barnes door, or whatever it was called.
Work in progress, people.
We'll get there. Barnes is
Yeah, it's
bargains. I don't know.
It's all part of the creative process.
We'll mind map. Let's
Oh, yeah.
Let's connect
Lovely.
and really thrash it out.
Is that like a Spock thing?
Take it offline.
Oh, it's worse. It's a bingo thing. We will shift paradigms. That's what we'll do.
But thanks
Thanks
everyone
for
for tuning
watching,
in. We will see you
Yeah,
all
thanks, everybody.
again soon.
Well,
Bye.
Big Joel.
Bye.